Alleged Hells Angels boss Necati Arabaci, previously arrested in connection with murder, was recently spotted in Monaco and Dubai.
Convicted trafficker, alleged Hells Angel boss, once called the Godfather of Cologne. Now Necati's posing for selfies in Gucci stores and showing up at film festivals like he belongs on the red carpet, not in prison. In 2004, he was sentenced in Germany for assault, extortion, racketeering, and trafficking. He served just 3 years before being deported to Turkey, where new murder-linked charges followed, and his alleged Hells Angels ties expanded internationally. Yet, despite the open warrants, he's been seen cruising Monaco in supercars and dining at Dubai's most exclusive restaurants, all while crafting some kind of celebrity persona. How does someone with that kind of past stay untouchable, living openly and still evading justice? Or is he no longer a wanted man at all? After our last video on Arabaci, the comments exploded. You called out what we missed and asked the questions we couldn't ignore. Was he really the nomad's president of the Hells Angels? Can a Turkish crime boss even wear that patch? And the biggest question of all, where is he now? We followed the trail. From sealed court dockets to champagne toasts in Monaco, he left more clues than he realized. Before we dive into the evidence, you need to see the illusion, because Necati Arabaci isn't just a gangster. To some fans online, he's an icon, even a role model. To understand him, you have to hold two contradictory truths: the lavish social media star and the convicted criminal once known as the Godfather of Cologne. That lavish appearance isn't accidental, it's a well-thought-through strategy. Every glossy reel is designed to bury his criminal rap sheet under algorithm-friendly clips. You've probably seen it, the viral TikTok of Arabaci pulling up in front of Hotel de Paris. He steps out of a Rolls-Royce like the Riviera belongs to him. For a moment, it almost feels like it does. But German prosecutors painted a far more grim picture. Their evidence exposed a violent empire forged through armed robberies, pimping, brutal trafficking, enforced by relentless beatings, extortion, and illegal weapons. Racketeering charges finally brought it all down, leading to a 9-year sentence. Yet, in a twist that defies belief, he walked free after just 3 years inside, deported to Turkey, allowed to rebuild his sinister legend offshore. His victims, they don't trend. The women pushed into Cologne's clubs aren't part of the fantasy. Their lives are still shaped by what happened behind those doors. Their stories don't come with filters or background music, just real pain, still ongoing, still ignored. So why do people still worship him? It's the outlaw effect. For viewers drowning in debt and daily grind, this vision of friction-free wealth. No security lines, no demanding boss, no limits offers a tantalizing escape hatch. Dopamine first, doubt later. And because algorithms reward whatever keeps us watching, the spectacle outranks the substance every time. Law enforcement isn't double-tapping his posts. In Germany and neighboring countries, the trafficking and extortion files stay open, and the EU-wide arrest warrant issued in 2015 has never been revoked. Interpol may have removed its public red notice, but investigators follow tail numbers and immigration logs, not hashtags. On the streets he once controlled, locals still mutter Pater von Köln. Court records from 1994 to 2002 recount beatings, arson threats, and protection fees that turned the red light strip into his lucrative private enterprise. Such control wasn't achieved single-handedly. It demanded a significant crew or powerful connections. Which brings us to the burning question that flooded our comment section: Necati Arabaci's rumoured, whispered, and fiercely debated alliance with the Hells Angels. Police files already map a disturbing web of contacts linking him to the club's European chapters, connections that, if real, could explain how a deported felon defies borders, while warrants just gather dust. This dangerous cocktail of outlaw glamour, biker brotherhood, and meticulously staged luxury forms a spectacle social media simply cannot resist. Just don't forget what it's hiding: trafficking, silence, and lives that never made it back. And the word on the street: he didn't pull it off alone. If Cologne's red light strip was Arabaci's playground, the Hells Angels' Cologne charter was, at least in rumour, his safety net. Official records show the chapter operated until German authorities banned it in May 2012. Starting in the late 1990s, investigators linked Arabaci's network of bouncers and brothels, known for extortion, trafficking, and brute enforcement, with growing Hells Angels influence in the region. Some accounts claim he either paid for protection or supplied muscle, but no public record confirms he did both. The Hells Angels maintain a deliberately opaque internal hierarchy. There's no global president. Each chapter runs independently. No legal file confirms Arabaci ever held a patch. Google Hells Angels president and you'll still get Sonny Barger, the guy who died in 2022. That silence, it speaks volumes. Someone must be calling the shots, but who? If you try to map the Hells Angels' chain of command, you'll hit a wall fast, and that's the point. The secrecy fuels the myth. Titles like president, nomad, or prospect carry weight on the street, but they almost never show up in legal filings. Prosecutors rely on wiretaps and informant chatter to piece together who's really in charge. Hard evidence is scarce, and for Arabaci, that ambiguity is gold. Outsiders see outlaw prestige, while he stays just far enough out of reach. One persistent rumor claims Arabaci attended an international meeting in Izmir, Turkey in 2010, where delegates allegedly named him president of Nomads Turkey, a borderless chapter used to move contraband, settle debts, and flash club colors wherever needed. Turkish outlets Bild and Hurriyet reported it at the time. The club never confirmed the claim, and no indictment references the vote. In biker culture, silence often says the most. In 2013, after Spain's Guardia Civil raided a Hells Angels compound in Mallorca and arrested European heavyweight Frank Hainbuth, German police reportedly flagged two possible successors: Bent, Blondie, Svein Nielsen, and Necati Arabaci, then rumoured to be leading Nomads Turkey. Whether Arabaci stepped in was never confirmed, but the speculation alone kept his name circulating in Europol notes and true crime circles. It's what analysts call borrowed leverage. You stay just close enough to flash the patch and project power, while staying just far enough away to avoid a subpoena. The Hells Angels structure enables this ambiguity. Official chapters must navigate a maze of racketeering laws and face constant pressure from rival clubs. Unlike regular charters, nomads don't claim territory, they float. No clubhouse, no turf wars, just constant movement. For someone like Arabaci, that's perfect. With the right contacts, he could slip from Vienna to Venice unnoticed, while border agents are still printing the warrant. What's beyond dispute are the fragments on record. In wiretaps at Arabaci's 2004 Cologne trial, his lieutenants made calls coordinating security with local Hells Angels to safeguard the red light district. A classified 2004 BKA organized crime brief, issued while detectives investigated a purported murder-for-hire plot against prosecutor Jürgen Botzum, described Arabaci as an affiliate, not a full-patched member. After that, the trail goes cold. Leaks, ex-bikers with scores to settle, and redacted intelligence files, too slim for confirmation, potent enough for legend. Did he really wear the patch, or just let the rumor do the work? Either way, he borrows power from the Hells Angels brand without ever needing proof. The only confirmed images show him walking beside patched angels, wearing a denim vest with a single Nomads rocker, unofficial but unmistakable. The ties are visible, even if the patchwork isn't, and there's more. On the night of the 14th of August 2019, gunfire cut down businessman Ahmet Atik in Bodrum's yacht club district, a hit that left one dead and another wounded. Detectives ruled it a contract killing, not random violence, and quickly tied it to a gang war between rival factions. Within 48 hours, 5 men were arrested, all linked to the Hells Angels, and someone had paid for that trigger to be pulled. The arrest wave didn't stop in Bodrum. It spread. Ankara, The Hague, intelligence agencies flagged encrypted chats, financial trails, and biker affiliations stretching across borders. Soon, a familiar name was resurfacing, someone with a long history and open warrants all over Europe. 11 months later, July 2022, imagine this: you're asleep in a seaside villa when the silence shatters, boots stomping, flashlights flooding the room. That's what Necati Arabaci woke up to when Turkish commandos stormed his Çeşme hideout. The warrant named him in the Attic murder. Interpol's red notice blazed across the file, and for a moment, it looked like the law had finally closed in on Bodrum's most wanted shadow. Then, silence. No press briefings, no trial, just sealed dockets and whispers. The paper trail stopped cold, and so did the truth. Turkey bars extraditing its own, voiding EU warrants on home soil, and in Bodrum, the blackout only deepened. Judges sealed the names of the angels, and Arabaci's file vanished into the same legal shadow. And while all that played out behind sealed courtroom doors, you could still scroll through social media and see him sipping cocktails in Dubai or posing outside Louis Vuitton. It felt like the case never happened. And to clear up a frequent mix-up, no public record ties Arabaci to the attempted murder of Ayhan Akyol, his right-hand man. That was a separate investigation. Still, given Akyol's close association with Arabaci and the visible presence of the Hells Angels in their circle, questions about the group's deeper involvement have never fully faded. 5 years on, Ahmet Atik's homicide file is still technically open. The court record remains sealed, no charges made public, no verdict, and the man once named as its architect, still showing up in reels all over the internet, like nothing ever happened. And that brings us to the final question, the one you asked more than any other. When Turkish commandos dragged Arabaci out of a seaside villa in Çeşme in July 2020, state TV insisted he was bound for Buka prison on a Bodrum murder warrant. What happened after that arrest photo remains sealed. No charge sheet, no verdict, no public release order. In Turkey, a citizen can sit in limbo for months, or walk out the back gate without ever triggering the extradition clock. Most people have already seen the Monaco footage. It gathered millions of views. But here's the issue. None of it includes dates or verifiable details linking him to that location at that time. What we could confirm came from dated posts and third-party accounts. In February 2024, Arabaci appeared on a fan's Instagram, captioned, "We had a pleasure to meet the chef of Hells Angels, at Necati Arabaci. Great man, respect for him. It was great. We had some speech and hopefully we will meet soon in Croatia." A scene all too familiar, Necati posing for a snapshot inside a Gucci store in Milan. Next stop, Dubai. Between October 2024 and January 2025, Celebrity Mouncer Mohammed Gedik uploaded multiple reels from the upscale Trove restaurant. In 3 of them, Arabaci appears, relaxed, posing, casually blending in with Dubai's nightlife elite. Gedik's feed is stacked with A-listers. Vinicius Jr. one day, Arabaci the next. But what really stands out, Arabaci wasn't hiding. He was front and center, almost daring someone to notice. If you're in Dubai, you might have walked right past him without even knowing it, because Dubai isn't just luxury, it's a known refuge for men on the run. No extradition to most of Europe, no questions asked. Dubai's become a magnet for gangland names, all passing through with ease, just like him. In one pic, he's seen with the Dojani brothers, Albanian mafia royalty, and he's far from the only one. Camorra boss Raffaele Imperiale, Kinahan cartel figure Daniel Kinahan, and Serbian gang leader Darko Šarić have all used Dubai as a base. When even your cameos are criminals, what does that say about your circle? But here's what really raised eyebrows. A post by Turkish user Kurşat Dalga claiming Arabaci was spotted at the Cannes Film Festival this May, grinning for the paparazzi, shaking hands with producers, shaking in the camera flashes like a celebrity guest. We're used to seeing that from him on safe ground, but Cannes isn't Dubai. France honors EU warrants, so why would a wanted man step straight into the spotlight? Unless he's not wanted anymore. We've now seen him in Italy, Dubai, and France. It doesn't look like a man in hiding. It looks like someone moving freely, city to city, without consequence. So what changed? Did he serve out his time in silence, or has someone quietly taken him off the list? We'll probably never know. We followed the trail, we dug deep, and we answered the biggest questions you asked. The Hells Angels' ties, undeniable, but whether Arabaci ever held an official rank remains sealed behind the club's silence. When even law enforcement can't say who's leading globally, how could anyone else confirm his place in the hierarchy? We tracked his movements, up to just last month. He's living freely in Dubai, showing up in Milan, spotted in Cannes. So ask yourself, if you were wanted, could you do the same? This is the same man who was dragged from a villa by masked commandos, whose name sits behind redacted court files, while a body in Bodrum lies buried beneath silence. And now he's posing for selfies with producers. One thing's clear. This isn't just fame, it's worship. Around the world, people don't just watch him, they follow him for the power, the danger, the legend built in silence. Think you've seen him, got tips on his next move, or just want us to chase down another criminal icon? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Some men run from justice, others walk through the front door in a tailored suit.